All right, just like the other assignment, these you got to write them down, show what you're doing. If you have just two answers, then it's going to be wrong. So for the first one, number 6, what would you do to match up either the x or the y's? Take the bottom times 4. So you'd want to do that before you write down the original to save yourself some writing. So the top one's going to stay the same. This one's going to become 8x minus 4y equals 12.
You know it's backwards. It's backwards.
Okay, so we can't add them because -4 plus -4 is -8, which means you got to subtract to get them to cancel. Remember, if they're the same sign, you subtract. If they're opposite signs, you add. So subtract the others. 3 take away 8 is -5x. 7 take away 12 is -5. So when we divide by -5, x equals 1. Then you got to plug that into any equation to figure out what y is. If I put it here, 2 times 1 is 2, take away y equals 3, and then solve it. Get rid of the 2, so we subtract 2. But don't forget, this is still a negative y, is 1, so positive y is negative 1. Now this one, when you write down, it's going to actually be an easy one. But if you notice, they're not lined up. So this top one, before you write it down, write it in the correct order. You'd move this over so to get it on the same side. It'd be a -2x. The 2y doesn't move, so it's going to stay plus 2y equals -2. And then the second one is going to stay the same because... So now this one, the x's do match up. We don't have to change anything. So after we moved it, they line up. Remember again, you got to have the x's lined up, the y's, the equals, and the numbers. So here we would add, because -2 plus 2 is 0. Add, you'd get 5y equals 10. So y is 2. Then again, you can plug 2 into any one of these equations. If I put it right there, this would be 2x plus 3 times 2 is 6 equals 12. So subtract 6, divide by 2, and x is 3. Okay, so on 16, do we got to switch anything? Nope, because the y's match up. The signs are the same, which means if you added them, you'd get -2. So when they're the same, you got to subtract to cancel. So x take away -3x is 4x. Because remember, this counts as 1. 1 take away -3, you change the sign, change the sign. 0 take away 2 is -2. So when you divide by 4, -1/2 or 0.5, whichever you want to put. So if I put -1/2 in there for the x, it would be -1/2 minus y equals 0. So I'd have to add a half to get rid of it. And there's still a negative in front of the y. So negative y is positive a half. So positive y is -1/2. You just change the signs. Yep, so x and y are both -1/2.
Up time. He took it up time. Hold on. I felt it.
So 17 also. We don't need to change anything. The v's can cancel. So you would add or subtract? Subtract. V minus v is nothing. So subtract the others. A negative w, take away 2 w's is -3 w's. Because remember, that counts as a 1. -5 take away 4 is -9. So when you divide by -3, w is 3. So if I plug it in, if I just put it in right here and rewrite it, it would be v minus 3 equals -5. So I would just have to add 3 to solve it, and v is -2. So again, nothing has to be changed here. The x's will cancel if you subtract. X minus x is 0. 3 take away 6 is -3 y's. 3 take away 3 is 0. So y has to be 0. So you divide by -3 and you get y equals 0. So that's an easy one. If I plug in 0 for either one, that makes nothing. So you're left with x equals 3. Okay, so this one, you can either get the G's to match up or the H's.
You can like multiply like both equations.
Yep.
So what's on the top of my three, bottom of my two?
Bottom top one by 3 would make 6, and the bottom one times 2 would make 6. So take all of these times 3, so that'd be 6G minus 9H equals 0. Take all of these times 2. 6G minus 6H equals 10. So the G's will cancel if you subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0. Subtract -9 take away -6 is -3. Subtract 0 take away 10 is -10. So we get a fraction. I didn't think we got, I thought we always got halves. What number am I doing?
19.
Can I write it down right?
Maybe just tell me.
3G minus 2H.
What did you use for the answer?
It should be 2 or 3. I don't think we get a fraction for this one. Which one did we solve for, H?
You took 2 times 2 and then you made 6 and
Oh, here, yep. 2 times 2 is 4. There we go. So then we'd get a 5 here, which would make it 2. So then we could plug it in either one. I'll just put it here. So it'd be 3G, negative 2 times 2 is minus 4 equals 5. So add 4 and you get 3G equals 9. Divide by 3 and it's 3. Okay, so you've only got, what, 5 left, I think? I think the next one, it's you get a